I keep seeing people complain about this clip that they claim is two dads convincing their kid to put on a dress and dance for them.
How about you break out those moves?
For your two biggest fans.
Now, I understand that framing is very important, especially when addressing something that's causing controversy on a kids show of all places, because I honestly think that to Netflix's ideal audience, a scene of a biracial gay couple getting their toddler to take pride in dancing in a dress would be seen as stunning and brave, knowing the backlash that they would get from parents that don't want the television to expose their kids to very nuanced issues, especially on the kids' version of Netflix. But at this point, I think parents should be aware, although it's a kids show, it's still a Netflix show. The same Netflix that loved Cuties. The same Netflix that made Big Mouth, but also apparently passed on The Sound of Freedom. So there does seem to be underlying commonalities that exist in Netflix's programming, so parents shouldn't be surprised if they started injecting the same into whatever intellectual properties that they purchase. The same way that Disney purchases Star Wars, not to make movies for Star Wars fans, but for their ideal activist audience. Netflix seems to purchase kids shows, not to make shows for actual kids, but for their ideal activist audience. As apparently CoComelon was a wildly successful YouTube channel first. It makes multiple million view videos every week, but when they get nearly 10 million views about being a mermaid, I don't complain, oh, they're trying to make my kid think he's an aquatic creature. No, not everything has nefarious intentions, but sometimes they attract people that do. Because in the last month, I only found one integrated ad on this kids show.
By Target.
The same Target that fought backlash earlier this year over their Pride merch directed at kids, that the corporate dinosaur media desperately tried to say wasn't directed at them, despite the fact that a lot of people shop at Target and saw it for themselves. And again, I'm not saying all of Target and all of CoComelon has this secret agenda specifically for kids that they're putting before profits, but I also don't think it would be too outlandish to think that activist saboteurs can slip into organizations that specifically cater to kids. As I think of the other YouTube kids channel, Blippi, who like CoComelon also puts out multiple videos a week receiving millions of views specifically from kids, but on occasion, it seems he's integrating a very biased worldview.
Yeah! Pig! Pig! Good job!
So in the hours of content that he produces weekly, that the algorithm seems to heavily favor automatically putting in front of the kids, there are brief glimpses of what most parents would prefer their kids not internalize. So Netflix will do whatever they want, YouTubers will do whatever they can get away with, which at times can be downright evil. And what I think it comes down to is if parents are going to give anybody the ability to interact with their kids, whether it's a babysitter or a kids show, they should thoroughly know who they are. Now, I'm not saying I like what Netflix is putting in their shows, but parents shouldn't be surprised in what Netflix is putting in their shows. That's like me saying, yeah, I know the tobacco industry makes a product that's not good for me, but the kids version they make, that should be safe, right? And although that's a joke, here's where the actual problem is that you never see with other situations involving the kids. I remember the incident from over 6 months ago about the popular video game streamer Nick Merckx and Call of Duty, where the parents protested what should be shown to the students in school.
The school planned on having an assembly to talk to our kids about matters that we think that the kids are too young to talk about just yet.
Nick Merckx then saw the brawls break out between the activists and the parents. He then went to his stream to share his viewpoints as a new father, tweeting that he just thinks they should leave the kids out of this. So Call of Duty responded by removing him from their game. It really seems like freedom of speech only goes one way, when the people desperately trying to get their agenda in front of your kids are seen as stunning and brave, but the parents saying, hey, maybe we should wait, they get labeled a bigot that should be banned from their job. So when CoComelon on Netflix features a family that some parents would rather address themselves in their own context, I should be able to speak freely about how Netflix is secretly seeping their values to their viewers, so unaware parents should make more informed decisions. But as this channel surpasses 500,000 subs, just watch people try to defame me as some sort of spooky ultra-conservative targeting an entire community. But I believe it's because whenever a group gets furious over someone speaking the basic facts, it's because at some level, even they know they're wrong. So if you appreciate my concise, lighthearted commentary on the tragic status that is today's reality, hopefully I've earned your subscription, then go check out the video on how Disney may finally be ditching wokeness.